Spread the blanket on the grass right beneath the cherry tree. Brought some sandwiches and fruit, that's enough for you and me. Wind is doing what wind does, soft and easy through the leaves. I don't need to be anywhere that isn't here with you and these. This is all I ever wanted, a slow afternoon with you. Nowhere to be before the evening, nothing else that we need to do. Blanket on the grass, sun across your face. Everything moves slowly in this little space. Blanket on the grass, nowhere else to be. Just the afternoon between us, just the wind and you and me. Just the wind and you and me. You're reading something I can't see. I'm half reading, half asleep. Petals landing on your pages. Things like this I wanna keep. Someone's dog runs through the field. Someone laughs somewhere nearby. Everything feels light today, like a kite against a clear blue sky. This is all I ever needed, just a quiet day like this. The kind of afternoon that teaches you how simple happiness is. Blanket on the grass, sun across your face. Everything moves slowly in this little space. Blanket on the grass, nowhere else to be. Just the afternoon between us, just the wind and you and me. Just the wind and you and me. Hours pass without us counting. That's the point of days like these. Let the afternoon decide things. Let the light do as it please. When the shadows get a little longer, we'll pack up and slowly go. But I'll carry this all winter, like a warmth I need to know. Slow down, let the grass hold you. Slow down, let the light come through. Blanket on the grass, that's enough, that's more than enough. Blanket on the grass, sun across your face. Everything moves slowly in this little space. Blanket on the grass, nowhere else to be. Just the afternoon between us, just the wind and you and me. Just the wind and you and me. Blanket on the grass, sun and you, that's enough, more than enough. Just the wind, just the two of us. up the blanket in the last light, shook the petals to the ground, picked up every little thing we brought here, till there was nothing left to be found. The field looked the same as when we found it. That's the decent thing to do. Leave a place exactly as you found it, just a little warmer than you knew. Same time next year, we'll come back here. Same tree, same light, same time of year. Spring comes around for people like us who remember to come back. Same time next year, when the blossoms come again. Same time next year, when the light goes soft and thin. I'll bring the blanket, you'll bring the bread. We'll spend the afternoon the way we spent this one instead. Same time next year. Same time next year. Walk the path back to the road slowly. Talked about the week ahead. Something about a good afternoon makes the ordinary less of a dread. You said this was exactly what you needed. I think I knew that from the start. There are some people you just know to bring to the soft parts of your heart. Same time next year, this field will wait. Same time next year, it won't be late. Spring always comes for the ones who are paying attention. Same time next year, when the blossoms come again. Same time next year, when the light goes soft and thin. I'll bring the blanket, you'll bring the bread. We'll spend the afternoon the way we spent this one instead. Same time next year. Same time next year. Some things are worth the repeating. Some afternoons deserve a return. Some fields and some trees and some people are worth every season you turn. I'm already looking forward to April. I'm already looking forward to this. The blanket and the bread and the blossoms and everything I don't wanna miss. Same time next year, mark it down. Same time next year, come back around. The blossoms will be there, the field will be there. Same time next year, I'll be there, I'll be there. Same time next year, when the blossoms come again. Same time next year, when the light goes soft and thin. I'll bring We sat in the shade of a very old tree and let the afternoon do what it does. You were reading, I was watching the light come through the leaves above. Dappled is the word for it, that kind of shifting filtered sun, the kind that moves across the blanket, the kind that never quite comes undone. In the shade of something older, everything slows down. In the shade of something patient, everything is found. In the shade, everything is easier. In the shade, everything is clear. The light comes through in pieces, lands on everything we brought. In the shade of the oldest tree, everything is everything I've got. Everything I've got. The birds above us had opinions, loudly sharing all of them. We listened without understanding, which was its own kind of medicine. You handed me the last of something, I handed you the rest of mine. That's the choreography of easy. That's the language of doing fine. In the shade, you learn to give things without thinking about the giving. In the shade, you learn what matters. In the shade, you learn the living. In the shade, everything is easier. In the shade, everything is clear. The light comes through in pieces, lands on everything we brought. In the shade of the oldest tree, everything is everything I've got. Everything I've got. In the shade moved in the afternoon, and the sun came back again. We stayed a little longer anyway, just to see how it would end. It ended the way good things end, slowly and without a fuss. Just the tree and the moving light and whatever's left of us. In the shade of the oldest tree, in the shade, everything I need. Dappled light and you and me. In the shade, that's everything. In the shade, everything is easier. In the shade, everything is clear. The light comes through in pieces, lands on everything we brought. In the shade of the oldest tree, everything is everything I've got. in the shade. We took the long way home tonight. Nobody was rushing anywhere. The evening had that golden quality that only comes with April air. Carry the empty basket between us, taking turns without deciding, just the way that good things happen, without much coordinating. Slow walk home after a slow afternoon. Slow walk home, everything unhurried, everything in bloom. Slow walk home through the falling rain. Slow walk home, taking our time tonight. Bags a little lighter, hearts a little full. Slow walk home through the beautiful, through the beautiful. You stop to look at something in a window, a reflection or a display. I stopped beside you without asking. That's the kind of day it was today. The city feels a little softer when you've spent your afternoon outside, when you've given yourself a slow one. Everything's a little wide. Slow walk home with nowhere to hurry to. Slow walk home, everything is gentle, everything is new. Slow walk home through the falling light. Slow walk home, taking our time tonight. Bags a little lighter, hearts a little full. Slow walk home through the beautiful, through the beautiful. By the time we reach the corner, stars were coming one by one. You said we should do this more often. I said yes before you were done. There's a kind of end to days like these that doesn't feel like ending, more like putting something somewhere safe, more like something worth tending. Slow down on the way home. Slow down, the evening isn't finished. Slow walk home, let it last. Slow walk home. On this side of spring, everything is possible. On this side of spring, the light is wide. I've been waiting since the gray of January for a day like this to step outside. The trees have all put something new on, like they know a secret that we don't. Something about coming back again. Something about learning not to own. This side of spring feels like a beginning. This side of spring feels like permission to sit down in the grass and let the afternoon in. This side of spring, everything is softer. This side of spring, everything is warm. Blossoms on the branches, petals on the ground. This side of spring, I finally feel found. I finally feel found. We arrived here with our bags and blankets, found the spot we always find, the one beneath the oldest tree, the one that's somehow always fine. Everything about today is simple. Everything about today is right. I've been missing this particular feeling since the last time we sat in this light. This side of spring remembers what it felt like to be open. This side of spring reminds me that the good things keep returning. This side of spring, everything is softer. This side of spring, everything is warm. Blossoms on the branches, petals on the ground. This side of spring, I finally feel found. I finally feel found. By the time the sky turned amber, we had said the things we needed, packed our things without much hurry, left the field the way we greeted. This side of spring will turn to summer, and summer into something else. But I remember this particular afternoon like I remember nothing else. On this side of spring, I remember. On this side of spring, I come back. Every year the blossoms find me. Every year this side of spring finds me. This side of spring, everything is softer. This side of spring, everything is warm. Blossoms on the branches, petals on the ground. This side of spring, I finally feel found. I finally feel found. of spring, finally free. Borrowed an afternoon from the week, saved it just for this. Called in all my quiet hours and spent them all on this. On you and grass and lemonade, on nothing much at all. On watching spring do what it does before the petals fall. Some days you just have to take them, pull them from the ordinary and make them something golden, make them something worth carrying. Borrowed afternoon, stolen from the busy. Borrowed afternoon, nothing could be just this. Borrowed afternoon, let the world go on without me. I am staying here. I am staying here. You fell asleep beside me slowly, sun moving across your face. I watched the afternoon continue quietly in its lazy pace. Didn't wake you, didn't have to. This was what we came here for, the kind of rest you only find when you finally stopped keeping score. Rest like this is something different. Rest like this is wait, the kind you find on spring afternoons when you decide to wait. Borrowed afternoon, stolen from the busy. Borrowed afternoon, nothing could be easier than this. Just this. Borrowed afternoon, let the world go on without me. I am staying here. I am staying here. When you woke, we shared the last of everything we'd brought along. Talked about the week ahead like it was manageable and long, but in a good way, in a full way. Spring has that effect on things, makes the future feel like somewhere worth the going that it brings. Stay a little longer in the borrowed light. Stay a little longer while the afternoon is right. Borrowed time is the best time. Borrowed afternoon is mine. Borrowed afternoon is mine. Borrowed afternoon, stolen from the busy. Borrowed afternoon, grass is green the way it's only green in April after rain. Everything smells like beginning. Everything smells like no pain. Found a field nobody claimed, spread our things and settled in. The kind of afternoon that makes you feel like life is about to begin. Green and gold and open, that's the afternoon. Feels like this reminds you there's so much room. Green afternoon, wildflowers at our feet. Green afternoon, the world is incomplete without this kind of softness, without this kind of slow. Green afternoon, stay as long as daylight lets you go. Stay as long as daylight lets you go. You picked something small and yellow, said you didn't know the name. Handed it to me like it mattered. I put it in my book the same. Little things like unnamed flowers end up meaning the most. The kind of gift that has no price tag, the kind that stays the longest. No need to name the beautiful, sometimes it's better without a name. Just a yellow flower from a field, just an afternoon that came. Green afternoon, wildflowers at our feet. Green afternoon, the world is incomplete without this kind of softness, without this kind of slow. Green afternoon, stay as long as daylight lets you go. Stay as long as daylight lets you go. We didn't talk for 20 minutes, that was the best part of the day. Comfortable enough in silence to just let everything stay. Birds were doing something lovely overhead and far away. I've been trying to remember that feeling on every ordinary day. Green and slow and open, green and warm and free. Green afternoon forever in my memory. Green afternoon. Green afternoon, wildflowers at our feet. Green afternoon, the world is incomplete without this kind of softness, without this kind of slow. Green afternoon, stay as long let you go. Stay as long as daylight lets you go. Green afternoon, wildflowers, your name in the field. Green afternoon, stay, just stay. April light is something different, softer than the rest of the year. The kind of light that makes you feel like everything good is near. Walk the path beside the blossoms, petals fell across your shoulder. Thought about how spring arrives before you even notice it's over. 1 week of blossoms, then they're gone. You have to catch the good things while they're still on. April light on everything, April light on you. The softest kind of afternoon, the softest kind of blue. April light won't last forever, that's exactly why it's bright. I want to remember everything in this particular April light. This particular April light. Sat beneath the biggest tree, let the petals do their thing. You were quiet in a way that felt like it was worth listening. Not all quiet is the same. Yours was full of something good. I didn't ask what you were thinking, I just understood. Some moments ask for nothing, some moments just need keeping. April afternoons like this one, gentle and worth believing. April light on everything, April light on you. The softest kind of afternoon, the softest kind of blue. April light won't last forever, that's exactly why it's bright. I want to remember everything in this particular April light. In this particular April light. Soft around the edges, the way that good days do. Everything turned golden amber, everything turned warm and true. I took a picture, then put the phone away, because a phone can't hold the light. The way the afternoon feels in your chest when everything is right. April light, hold it while it's here. Comes around once a year. April light on you, I'll carry this forever. April light, April light on everything, April light on you. The softest kind of afternoon, the softest kind of blue. April light won't last forever, that's exactly why it's bright. I want to each particular you. April light, I'll carry you. Cut the bread and spread the honey, pour the tea while it was warm. Found a spot beside the river, hidden from the usual storm. You arranged the little things like you always do so well. Apples quartered in a row, everything has a gentle smell. Simple things and simple light, that's the kind of afternoon I like. Nothing extra, nothing missing, just the right amount of everything. Honey and bread, tea going cold, all the ordinary things worth more than gold. Honey and bread, the river running by, the best meal I've ever had. This is your favorite season. I think I already knew. Something about you softens in the spring, the way the light goes through. We eat slowly without rushing, let the afternoon expand. Strawberries getting warm in the sun, everything going to plan. No plan at all, and yet it's perfect. That's the thing about today, when you don't try too hard for anything, the beautiful just stays. Honey and bread, tea going cold, all the ordinary things worth more than gold. Honey and bread, the river running by, the best meal I've ever had, under an open sky, under an open sky. When the food was gone, we stayed there, watching clouds move overhead. You said, name the shapes you're seeing. I said, all of them look like beds. We laughed and lay back longer, let the afternoon go thin. Some days you just have to hold on and let the good light in.